I see some comments below. So let me, before I end the show, let me read some comments. All right, so real quick. So yeah, as always, there's always people here that want to be on my, that have a lot to say, but don't want to say it to my face and don't want to come on. So yeah, so at the end of the day, that's what I always say. You know, I always say when people, women, they always have something to say, but they don't want to be challenged. So they don't want to be challenged. It's easy to say something on a message, but you don't want to get challenged because that's the type of men you're around. You're around those simps and those betas. They're not willing to challenge you. You're just okay just to say okay to you. Hey, honey, you're right. They have no sense of opinion. So that's why, like I said, for a lot of women who get triggered by my content because you're not around men who are willing to challenge you. So you like the betas or the simps. But at the end of the day, let's go over to our comments and check out the comments. So I'm gonna read off real quick. I'm gonna respond to my comments. Yeah. So let's go. At the end of the day, at the end of the day, regardless of how you feel about what you say on my comments, at the end of the day, you're here watching my content. So the person who won is me. But anyways, let's go. I'm always willing to, like I said, people, regardless of how you feel about my content, people that know me, I'm always willing to listen and have a debate with people. So that's the society we live in today. Is when somebody has a different opinion with you, the first response is to cancel and have ad hominem attacks. So they don't want to attack my arguments. They always want to attack me personally. That's why a lot of people, like I said, you know, for me, I'm always willing to listen. I stand by what I say. I'm going to stand by what I, especially when it comes to the male perspective. But for a lot of women that always having something to say, they never want to have a conversation because they know that if you do come on here, I will expose you and I will challenge you. But let's get back right to it. Yeah, Ria, we all know you're limited thinking, but I'm sorry if you're this way. Women are not weaker gender. Women are not the weaker gender. Are not the weaker. So I hope you mean that the women are not. I hope you mean it's not biological. So if you said that, not in the context of biology, because biology, based on biology, you are the weaker gender. So that's a fact. So unless you have a world where women are stronger physically than men, then yeah, clearly you're not. That's feelings over. You're focused on your feelings. Libua Brown. Oh, I know this girl. All right, so all right. So I always find it's funny. So Libua Brown, it's always hilarious listening to Will defend men to the death. Yeah, because I'm a man, so I'm speaking from the male perspective. The same thing for a lot of you women out there who are mad about what I said, and you're defending women to the death, the women experience, the women perspective. So I just kind of find it hilarious that you think that way. That of course, if you're a woman, you're gonna speak from the female perspective. If I'm a man, I'm gonna speak from the male perspective. If you're Polynesian, you're gonna speak from the Polynesian perspective. If you're white, you're gonna speak from the white perspective. So that's hilarious to me. So that, like I said, people have comments, but like I said, they don't wanna. If you talk to me, I will go deeper into it. He's just rambling with other guest opinions. I know plenty of men who would disagree with this guy. I'm kind of embarrassed with my people culture. He seems so ignorant. Yeah, no, that's fine. Just because, like I said, just because somebody disagree, that doesn't mean that that's the majority. So I talk about the majority. I'm not talking about the exceptions. So you might have the exceptions of 2 or 3 people have disagree. So a perfect example would be all women like tall men. That's a fact. Women prefer to date a taller man. Most women don't want to date a taller guy. So just because you know some friends, some women that date, you just know some guys that date that their girlfriends or wives are taller than them, does not mean that the statement of women prefer to date taller men is false, because it is true. Most women want to date taller men. Are there women out there that they're taller than their men, and their men are shorter than them, and they still date them and marry? Yeah, of course. But I'm speaking about the majority. All right. So, like again, I'm clearly, like I said, this is why you have open conversation, because sometimes people say something, but this, like I said, that's where you have conversation so you can challenge it. So that's what I'm saying is a lot of modern women on my comments right now, They want to say their piece, but they're not willing to get challenged on it. So like I said, I say my piece. And if you want to challenge it, hop on and challenge it. But like I said, it's easy to talk on the screen. But like I said, I just proved your point wrong. I'm talking about the majority. You're talking about a small minority, and the minority is not the majority. The majority is what represents what's going on in the real world. Bro, you got issues. I'm all about uplifting people. What is your angle? Give a solution that is biased, that is not biased. Yeah, I am. Like I said, depending on your perspective, what uplifting is. If you're coming from the female perspective, what I'm talking about, what men want and what men are looking for from the male perspective, is totally, you won't understand it. So yeah, if someone chooses to work in the legal field for 5 full years, he's representing the reality of family law cases and what men and women typically ask for most cases. All right, just because you work in the legal field for 5 years doesn't mean you know what men want. So knowing what men want, but that's the topic of today, what the women bring to the table. You don't know what men want. Like I said, you're a woman. So you being in the legal field for 5 years is totally irrelevant. So yeah. And like I said, just because you have a degree, or just because you have some kind of higher education, doesn't mean you're always right. I know a lot of people with degrees, and the people who don't have degrees are actually doing way better. They're smarter intellectually, successfully, financially. So yeah, degrees don't mean anything. Totally irrelevant. So like I said, like I told you guys before, if you want to attack an argument, if you have a point, attack if you notice one thing about my podcast, especially when I have conversations with people, that I always attack their arguments. It's always, but what happens, especially when it comes to women, because women are very emotional and the feelings over facts, is they use ad hominem arguments. So they always try to make themselves look better, to build themselves up, to make it seem like that they're superior than me, to kind of validate themselves, so that way my points are not validated because they have a high experience or higher degree of quality. Or they'll attack me personally that I'm a misogynist, something's wrong with me, I'm delusional, something's wrong with my mindset. So they never want to attack my arguments. They always want to attack me personally, or they want to make themselves look like they're better than me. So whenever people go take it personal, and whenever people are no longer attacking the argument or the topic itself, that's how you know they lost the conversation. That's how you know they lost the conversation. That's how I know they lost the conversation. So so that's whenever I have open conversation with people, and as soon as they start making it personal, as soon as they start attacking me, as soon as they try to talk about themselves and not talk about the topic, because I'm sticking to the topic at hand. I will never talk about somebody else's personal life. I will never talk about my degrees or my legal expertise or my field or my whatever to make it seem like I'm better. I can clearly say here, I'm not the smartest person in the room. I confidently say I'm not the smartest person in the room. I can confidently say I'm not the most intellectual person in this room. But like I said, when it comes to the topics at hand, I'll speak on things that I'm pretty well versed at, and I know what I'm talking about, especially when it comes to the male perspective, what men want. But yeah, that's how you know they lost the conversation. All right. Invite us. Hey, I mean, come on, keep my invitation open. Invite us. It's a public platform. I post the public Zoom links all the time, and every single show is public. So excuses, always making excuses. everybody has something to say unless you put them in the fire. So that's how I'm saying it. That's how I'm saying all the time. You guys know this. This is a live show. You guys, I guess you said you never responded to my responses to my Instagram. So clearly you follow me on Instagram. So I post all this stuff on my Instagram, on my stories. This is a live show, y'all. This is a live show. So this is open. It's a public platform. You can join in anytime. If you don't know where the link is, if you don't know how to get on the Zoom call, even though I posted all this information the last 2 days, then hey, that is your fault. That's not mine. So I've done my job anyways. But yeah, the perfect example again, making excuses. Making excuses. That's why I say I want to say the time. Like I said, everybody has something to say until you put the spotlight on them, and then all of a sudden there's a reason why they can't do it. Oh, I didn't know. I didn't know how to get on your podcast. I didn't know it was an open invitation. Ah, I love it. 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 Let's keep reading because this is hilarious. All right. Uh, let's do a show. No, like I can bring on some very educated men. Like I told you guys before, my show is anybody who jumps on, I'm gonna select everybody one by one, and we're gonna go one on one for every single person. That's how I run my show. All right. Yeah. So yeah, if on all the women out there, like I said, please don't tell me how to run my show. If you want to do your own show, you're more than likely go run your own, make your own show, and invite people and educated men and people to jump on. But yeah, I'm gonna do my show every Wednesday, the same format, the same way I've done it. And if you guys want to join in, tap in, and then I'll pick you. Uh, my legal credentials is facts, feelings. Yeah, yeah. More smoke, more smoke. No fire, no fire. Ain't no one even is attacking him. All right. Yeah. Well, no one's attacking him. Did you guys just see everything you guys just wrote, or do women have like a short-term memory? So you guys literally just said some things about me. So I highly suggest you go back and read it. Yeah. Kind of yeah. There's all what I'm like. I don't understand why you think you just said some comments about me personally. So but yeah, but like I said, I'm not surprised. Modern day women. So what I legally advise contrary divorce cases, my feelings, bro. You're yeah. So the topic we're so what you do with your life with your legal advice is totally different to the topic. So you haven't said anything relevant to the topic. So okay, it makes me less informed on the real issues how men and women act for daily. Yeah, it depends. It depends on the topic. Like I said before, if we're speaking on the topic what modern women bring to the table, so you are talking very broadly. You're not specific. So yeah, he puts a degree in consistency case by her degree puts her case by number. Yeah, so you know the topic at hand is about modern day dating and what men are looking for in women or what women are bringing to the table. So the cases and degrees of what you're talking about is not if it has relevance to the topic itself is what do modern women bring to the table and what are things men are looking for to be committed to women because at the end of the day, women control access to sex, men control access to marriage. That's a fact. So it doesn't matter what you do as a woman if the man has to initiate to propose to you and to marry you. And then if the men are not marrying you and the men and you're still single, you're still unmarried, then clearly, well, that clearly, whoever clearly that the things that you're doing in your life or the type of woman you are at this moment is not attracting any men. There's a reason why these guys are not attracted to you if you're not married. So because then we're the ones that have to propose. All right. You guys are weirdo. I'm just sorry, I just can't. His energy is not so good. Yeah, if I'm a weirdo, why are you still watching? That's what I find hilarious. If I'm weird, then why you're watching here and watching my content? Well, you definitely inspired. Attacking isn't challenging. It's a challenge. Come on, facts over feelings. Attacking isn't challenging. Well, attacking, yeah, like I told you guys before, attack my arguments. That's what I said. Attack my arguments. If you disagree with something I said, attack my arguments. But when you talk about me personally, or you talk about yourself personally, like what I do personally and what you do personally is totally irrelevant to the topic in hand. So that's what I'm saying is attack the topic. But this is fun, y'all. But like I said, if this is like yeah, but but you were talking about mental rush. She's going to see what she sees. All right, ladies, we're just going around in circles. Anyways, it was fun. Like I told you guys before, there is an open there's this Zoom is an open Zoom every Wednesday. So for those two ladies that are watching, comment. Like I said, I don't have issues with y'all ladies. Like I said, ladies, I'm sure you guys are beautiful and great human beings and great people in your own life as women. Like I have no I'm pretty sure you are. But when it comes to the topic that I discussed in my podcast, I stand by what I said. So, like I told you guys before, I don't attack people personally. I don't talk about other people. I don't talk about myself. I just talk about the topics at hand. And like I told you guys before, facts over feelings. A lot of women today get in their fields, and you guys can see the chat, and you guys get to see the chat. Oh wow, they feel them feeling some type of way. So it's always hilarious. I see this all the time. So it doesn't get. I gotta get used to it, but it never gets old. But yeah, ladies, everybody that's watching right now, if you're watching this from home, if you guys have any questions so far, if you guys have any questions, feel free to jump on my podcast and let me know. And also, ladies, don't forget, yeah, there's some ladies on my chat. Next week's, you can't wait for next week, because next week, it's gonna be a different topic. So I'm not gonna talk about today's topic. All right, so I'm gonna move on from this topic and talk about a whole different topic. So that's called life. If you don't take advantage of opportunity, and if you don't make the choices to do something when you have the opportunity to do something, that's called a missed opportunity. Oh, the fire! I just dropped some fire right now. Like I said, you have like I always talk about before, there is something called choice. You have a choice to jump on this platform, but you choose not to, right? So an indecision is still called a decision. So whatever, like I said, that's why I always say to them, I don't want to hear it. If you have something to say, if you have something to say, go blow up my DMs, right? Blow up my DMs, blow up my story. Don't come on my comments and talk this big talk, because like I told you guys before, everybody wants to talk unless you put face to face with somebody and put your feet to the fire, and when somebody's going to be an open conversation and you're going to be challenged with everything you said. So a lot of these women, especially these two on my comments, like I told you guys before, it's always the same case. They always want to talk like they know what they're talking about and speak big. You may have some points that you're right. Maybe you have some good things to say. You have some right things to say. I'm not here to say that I'm always right. I'm here to say that everything is like it starts and ends with me. I'm pretty sure there are some things that I might learn from you. You might have some knowledge and expertise and things that definitely can add to the conversation. I'm always willing to listen to it, but like I said, you have to join the conversation and be ready to be challenged and to have a disagreement. So like I said, everybody, you had a choice to come on here, but you choose not to. And that's all I'm saying. A lot of these women, they have their mouth. They want to say this, this, and this. But when it comes to making the hard choices in life and take accountability for it and doing what you need to do, they don't want to do it. That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say. So yeah, like I said, words, like actions, mean louder than words. So that's all I talk. Let your actions speak it. Jump on this platform and say something. Let's have an open conversation. If we both agree to disagree, that's okay. That is okay. At the end of the day, there is no hate. There is no ill feelings. I have nothing against y'all. I'm sure you have amazing women, amazing ladies and daughters in your lives, whether you're single or married or in a relationship. I'm sure you're great people. I'm fine with myself because I know I'm a good person as a man as well. But like I said, this is an open platform. It is social media where everybody's entitled to their opinion. This is my podcast, and this is the topic I brought up. And like I said, let's talk about the topic. And if you don't want to talk about the topic, you don't want to jump on and making excuses of why you don't want to jump on or why you want to wait for next week. And that is what I always tell women. At the end of the day, regardless of what choices you make, you have to take accountability. The world will not wait for you. I am not going to wait for you to get your son to figure out what you want to say and wait for next week. That is not how the world works. And like I always say, that's where I come from. I live in a very practical, realistic world. I'm not going to delay my show and wait for next week for you guys until you guys are ready and we guys are prepared and make sure that I revolve around my life and they around you. That is not life. If I was a simp, I'll do it. If I was beta, I'll do it. But I ain't no simp. So yeah, you're probably used, if you're used to that type of man, hey, all power to you. It's my way, it's my platform, my life. I make my own choices in life. I do things my way because it's my life. So I do what I do. I love what I do, and I keep doing what I do, regardless of what people feel, or think about it. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for jumping on this show. I really appreciate the time of you guys. And I also just want to say, Ria and Leiboy, I have nothing. Hey, appreciate for you guys dropping your comments. It was entertaining for me. But anyways, much love to all you guys out there that watch my show. At the end of the day, you guys all know me. There's no ill feelings, there's no hate. I just like to talk about the topics at hand. If you have any questions, if you guys have any concerns or things that you want to ask me directly, yeah, reach out, DM me. But like I said, drop a comment below. Let me know what your thoughts are. And if you made it all the way to the end of this video, show some love and support. Please like, subscribe to the channel. Don't be a ninja watcher. Show some love and support. Oh, sorry. Much love to all you guys out there that do show support to me. Love me all and support me every single day, not only on this platform, but also on Twitter, TikTok, and social media on Instagram and Facebook as well. Much love to all you guys. If you have recommendations for next week's show, let me know what next week's show's recommendations are. I'm always trying to figure out different topics to talk about. And for the two ladies that are on my comments, but also people out there, if you have something to say, if you want to join the conversation, yeah, I do this every single Wednesday. You guys are open to have a conversation. And thank you so much for watching, listening. That's going to be the conclusion from my show. Thank you so much. Thank you for tuning in. And I'll see you guys next Wednesday, y'all. Peace. Appreciate y'all.